There. It would help if my microphone was on. Nice. I'm still new here, so welcome THL again. THL Pride Month. We had a 24-hour stream. Want to really appreciate and a big shout out to all the people that were able to contribute to help us get some money there for the Trevor project. We ended up picking up about almost $1,600 in a 24-hour period with about 7 to 8 casters helping us out to get that ride. So doesn't include THL merch, but it's great to see the community kind of pull together and help out the Trevor project there. So, but on to some THL news. We got a hero match that has some playoff implications. So we have Geranium Battle from APM up against Based Inc., whose team is based. So, yeah, now I get to introduce my two people I missed for Sundays. We have my Anadon. How you doing, sir?
Hello, hello. Excited to be here. See some hero series with some high stakes, right? You sent over some chatter there. It looks like in the Discord
Yep.
about the stakes here. I tried to understand and decipher what the heck was going on, but someone else is going to have to to explain to me what the stakes are right now. But it certainly seems really neck and neck here this week, 10-9. Both teams very close in total scores
Mm-hmm.
as well. Whoever wins will be leading their conference here in the Teal Conference. So, yeah, and big important stuff here before the playoffs.
Yep. And then we're joined by Hustle, who hasn't we haven't gotten together for a few weeks as it is as well. So how are you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm excited to watch some Hearthstone. It's exciting. I love these down to the wire matches. The pressure's going to be on, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see how these two players do.
Yeah, it's for those that didn't know, THL's had a few weeks where things were pushed. A couple of weeks because of expansion, so the season's been unusually extended. But now everything got compiled into 2 weeks, so we had week 7, week 8, which needed to catch up so we could do the playoffs, so we can able to do some stuff in the off season. So it's been a whirlwind of games and playoff implicating seeding. So this match is just part of it all. So if you guys want to get to it, we can do the classes. I can get the players to start doing their bands, and away we go.
Let's do it. You want to start my hand up?
Yeah, let's talk about it, right? So we have Geranium Battle for APM, as you were saying, Demon Hunter, Druid, Priest, and Rogue, and on the other side, Base Instinct with Demon Hunter, Priest, Rogue, Warrior. So very similar classes. Um, just that difference there in that Warrior versus the Druid. What are your thoughts there on first of all the choices, and then are we predicting some Priest bans here? That seems pretty popular right now. I know the casters would appreciate that as well. Would like to dodge a Priest mirror. Maybe someone will ban the Priest.
Yeah, we prefer to avoid one of these matches going to 45 minutes if possible. But absent that ban, like it's a sensible ban in my opinion. But I always get a little bit flummoxed with the heroes format, given the way you stay with the deck
Mhm.
when you win rather than pass it off, and that changes a little bit of the calculus with respect to what you ban and also what you lead with. So it feels like Priest would be a really solid lead here against the field, and for that reason, I expect that maybe that would be the best ban.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely makes some sense. And what do you think about that, the Druid versus the Warrior? Are you expecting, first of all, for the other classes to be similar archetypes? I know there's definitely some that are more popular than others, but like you said, Hero Series does change that calculus a little bit. Sometimes those less popular archetypes can still have good matchups somewhere where you're trying to target something specific.
Yeah, well, I expect the rogues are probably going to be Miracle Rogue. I don't know that there's that much diversity. I know that some people were playing around with secrets for a while, but I don't think that that's really made it up to the THL level of play. And Warrior's usually going to be the Enraged Warrior in the end. So I suppose it could be the Menagerie archetype, but that's not a very consistent archetype, especially for a best of five. So and then the thing about Demon Hunter is there's a lot of diversity in that class, so it could be a very, very different. I am so frustrated with Druid on the ladder. It's like the exact counter to the kind of stuff that I really enjoy playing. So I kind of hope we get to see it a flounder a little bit here, especially given how aggressive warrior can be. That sort of different deck on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely is a matchup I am hoping to see here, but we'll see what those players do decide to ban here before they go in. And as we're talking about this matchup a little bit in the stakes, Saku, can you fill us in a little bit more? I know it looks like I did a little bit of math here, just looking at the total standings.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Wisps currently are 1 point ahead of APM. So if Geranium is unable to get any points, I believe that Golden Wisps would pass them. Um, and of course, Ballers and Slaters.
Slatters.
Right, of course.
Yep.
Slatters. Enjoy dabbing. Still in the lead, but yeah, I mean, it really could switch things up here. I do believe they're safe as far as in that second position, um, because yeah, Golden Wisps only at 116 with this week's looks like total scores there completed. So yeah, they won't be able to pass, get into that first spot, but both of these teams fighting for that second spot. So a lot more on the line here for APM, it looks like, but definitely important to try to win this here as well for the other team.
And I just got bans in, so we'll be happy to announce that Based DH is banned, which is not really the happy news, I should say.
Yeah.
But she did ban Geranium Battles Priest.
God bless.
So you've been saved from a marathon. Possibly we've heard tales of an hour and 30 minutes, or even hitting the turn limit. So yeah, so thankfully that's avoided.
All right, so that leaves us then. You said that the DH for Based was banned. So Priest, Rogue, Warrior for Based, and for Geranium, that Demon Hunter, Druid, and Rogue.
Yeah, I'm just talking to the players right now, just asking them or thanking them for avoiding the pre-smear.
I wonder what Geranium is imagining that he's banning here in the Demon Hunter. There's three sort of viable decks. Big Demon Hunters and the least popular among those, but Relic and Outcast are still doing pretty well, and I wonder which one they expect Base brought.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I wonder if it's maybe more of a nod at that's the one that is probably the least likely to be predicted. Which archetype you're bringing maybe felt comfortable with some tech or something in those decks to beat the Priest. I'm not sure.
Yep. So we're just getting the players rocking and rolling here. What do you guys think? I guess they're going to start with.
I'm going Priest for Based.
Priest for Based. Okay.
And maybe that means Demon Hunter for Geranium.
Could be. The players are getting in, so Geranium Battle is going to be the first spectate for our casters, so they'll be at the bottom of the screen, and Based will be at the top of the screen. So Geranium coming in with a Druid, and Based coming in with a Rogue. So LHS rules here, so that means player wins with their deck. I think Hustle already touched base on it already. they get to keep playing with that deck until they win 3 games. There we go.
Pretty reasonably good opening hands for both players, based starting with that Sinstone Graveyard, the Cult Neophyte to deal with some of the spells coming from the Druid side, and a couple of discount engines over there on the other side of the hand, and then Geranium Battle here with some ramp and the Hedge Maze, which will be a great activator. Hopefully, he'll draw Wumper before, so that he's able to get that down and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and there's that Cult Neophyte here. A little nod to that potential wild growth on 3, able to stop that. Hedge Mage can come down, though.
Oh, and there's the Wumper.
Yeah.
So that'll be a on curve play into the Druid's power, and we'll see if it's gonna. It looks like it's gonna be sort of like power versus power if Base is able to get a pretty nutty combo off here. They've got a lot of she's got a lot of cheap cards and discount engines in that hand, so we could see some action pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. The Concoctor there setting up that Alchemist as well with the Shadow Step available. It's going to be a powerful turn next turn for base, so just doing some math. Oh, actually, it looks like going to try to slow things down once again here with that Neophyte. And, oh, interesting. So using the Shadow of Demise as well. So yeah, we are going off here a little bit. Choosing to do it this turn rather than waiting a turn, put the pressure on as soon as possible, knowing that in 2 turns that Womper could come down and start that clock. So
Yeah, really heads up by Based Inc. knowing that they're on a clock. You're always on a clock with this against this Druid build, and so the more pressure they can put on and force Druid to react instead of do what it wants to do, and the more it withholds this this ramp, the better it's going to be for them.
yeah, and really working out there well with the double the Cult Neophyte as well. Really making this turn very, very slow here for Geranium, and that's a lot of damage about to hit the face.
Yeah, that's a really bad turn. There's not a lot you can do there, but having to spend 2 on a dredge and without even the draw, that's going to be painful. No question about what he wants to do here.
Yep.
He's going to Womper down. Oh, great. Finds Mishmash Monster. That's great. I do not think it'll be able to kill the 7/7 on
No,
red.
not quite. Just short there. Which does mean we still have some of that damage potential. Gonna have to use the Door of Shadows to try to find some more options. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, a little awkward, but just going for as much tempo here as possible. And actually holding off on the Serrated Bone Spike.
oof.
Yeah, might have been just enough time here for Geranium, and with that draw.
Yeah, this is
This is
exactly what I find so
very
frustrating
tough.
about you do your best to get ahead. I mean, that was a lot of pressure that base
Yeah,
thing put on like turn 3, turn 4, and still Geranium able to stabilize here with the Druid. And now I don't know what if base has a path to victory at this point.
yeah, I'm finding it really tough to see the line there. But at 9 health, maybe there's something in there can just get over the top, but it is going to be now or never, and it's going to have to be not okay. I mean, that's 1 damage and a start, but what else can we find? 8 more damage needed. That is more cycle. What else?
potion
Yeah.
belt, but it's
Yeah,
not
what
gonna have this
concoctions?
involved.
Yeah, that's not quite enough.
They do have the prep, so you can get that for. So they go for the crab. They're just gonna suspect press the button and move on.
Yeah, at 7, still alive this turn. But Chitinous plating is going to make it a little bit harder to have a chance even.
That gives them 4 now, which would in effect. Oh, and then there's the taunt.
Yeah,
So
that's that's pretty good.
I don't believe Miracle Rogue has enough damage over the top outside of getting it off of a potion belt. You can get 6 damage there, but at this point, 6 damage behind that taunt. I don't think
Yeah, I think this one
Druid
is
has the edge.
all she wrote here for the rogue, at least on base side. Yep, and base agrees. So we're going to move on to that next game here shortly. What do you think is the answer to this druid? Is it going to be the priest now to try to take it down?
Yeah, I suspect it's got to be the priest. We just saw like the exact way that Druid stabilizes even against such like high pressure in the early game. So at least priest has ways of dealing with that otherwise impervious board. And yes, it is the priest over there. Oh, but it looks like it's the undead aggro priest. So going the opposite way of what I expected.
All right, there is a confirmation. It looks like from Super Chicken in the Twitch chat here. I don't know why I said that so weird. Uh, in the Twitch chat here, that I believe Geranium needed just one point there to make the playoffs. So I think that does mean that both of these teams are making playoffs.
Wow.
Am I right? Am I
That,
right in understanding that?
that's my interpretation of what Chicken had just written.
And sort of it follows my math earlier, so
It does. Backs it up.
I'm all about it. Boom. So there you go.
Mic drop.
So now stakes are not as high, but still certainly want to get the win for their team here this week. Standing still important, of course. So yeah, congratulations to those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to both, and excited to watch them now. I guess they can relax a little bit as they play these moves out. And it's a bit of a slower start there for Dranium Battle with the Druid. Got both Wompers, but no Hedge Maze yet, no ramp. Meanwhile, a pretty aggressive looking hand for base. The mulligan, I thought I saw they had the 3/2. I suppose they kicked that back, but they draw Rotting Necromancer, which they can coin into or hold.
Yeah, not as powerful of a start here for Geranium, but it has the Wompers just looking for that maze.
Also, one Mishmash Mosher in hand, and if he draws the second one before he's able to trigger one of these Wumper Death Rattles, it may mean that he can't deal with the board until turn 8.
Yeah.
Base
Not
does
wrong.
the Necromancer. Sorry.
No, not wrong. Could go for it this turn, or do we just wild growth? Yeah, we are going to go for it this turn. Don't want to risk the draw of the Mosher early, and
Oh, but gets the second. Oh no, never mind. Send it all face.
yeah, just trying to take down this Druid before it has a chance to retaliate, make the those huge plays we saw last game. And there it is starting though, and that is the swing right there. That's all it needed to happen. It rolled the behemoth off of the battle cry, and then the Mosher off of the death rattle there. So
Yeah, now that's base wouldn't know, I suppose, that the first mishmash monster's in hand. So as far as they know, there's still another draw like that that's possible. Still really important to clear this one, but unable to set up again on their side of the board, on her side of the board. Oh,
ooh,
at this
interesting.
point, what does the hedge maze do? You've got both Moshers, right, and Thaddeus.
Yeah, I guess you're looking for Finley to toss everything after you get the Whomper. I don't know. How do you? Yeah, I don't know. It's a little
Yeah,
awkward.
it's a little
Doesn't
awkward.
quite work.
Take the nourish and just draw.
Yeah,
Hand space
yeah.
becomes a little bit of a fear after that, but
You
yeah,
are just one mana away from playing these Moshers outright. You have the ability to, yeah, maybe it is just that nourish at this point. Geranium also struggling with its choice.
yeah, this is a tough one. It's going to be interesting because they at the moment base ink is moving a little bit slowly. They haven't had
Yeah,
draws to refill, but so it seems that they have time on their side. But you never know. We see that base ink also has a Noor, so they can draw and start probably adding some pressure onto the board pretty quickly.
yeah, absolutely. And Basting hovering that here quickly, starting off with the Banshee though, and
Oh,
instead,
that's cool.
yeah.
Oh, they go for the burn.
Oh man, and there's the
Oh
Finley
my goodness.
off the top. What were we just talking about? That's so funny. But there, yeah, that the setup happened. It was easy. Do we want to
Like,
play the Seedsman first? I don't know. Not ramping doesn't matter too much. What are we looking for here?
well, I think we saw
Oh,
uh,
hedge maids.
mutation at the bottom, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
Oh, and you have a second one.
Well,
Wow, this is a much better situation now for.
yeah, this is suddenly very quickly turned right back in the Druid's favor. And yeah.
They could silence it. Don't really need to. They're going to get the life steal. I expect here.
Yeah, just going for the lifesteal, absolutely. No risks at all. Trying to be as healthy as possible. 25, that's a high number to pass with this board facing you down, and potentially more coming.
They're hovering over the nourish for draw. I don't know what they draw with 2 mana left. Shadowward Undeath, I don't think clears it only does 4, so that would still leave 10 damage up. But so you draw now to set up some kind of removal for later. But as Undead Priest, I'm not sure what that is. You've used one Shadow Word Undeath.
Yeah, just the aggressive lineup here from base, uh, not being fast enough here for this druid somehow. Really, really tough. And then only the potential enraged warrior there left if this is not able to be turned around, which it's looking quite tough at this point. 13 damage for Geranium currently.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oy, oy, oy.
yo is right.
And even more lifesteal down if they want. They could send Astalor down for the extra damage, but looks like they want to stabilize a little bit more just for safety.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of healing there as well. And I'm going to say that's all she wrote here on this one. And Base agrees. Oh boy. This is looking like an uphill battle here for Based. Only the Warrior remaining, going to have to sweep all of Geranium's decks. But first has to start with the one, the Druid. Seemingly really tough, even for these aggressive decks to get through. Been having
Yeah,
some good draws there for sure, but whew, it's going to take some doing here for this Warrior. Let's see how Base pilots this one.
oh, 2 hedge mazes offered right off the bat. Probably keep just one. Not a great looking hand offered to base Tink there, in my opinion. Maybe the treasure hunter, but no, not against Druid. Comes up with the location. This is a good play. Sun Fury Champion oftentimes gets held until you're able to make a combo that with one of the 1/4s that buffs your hand. But right now, just needing to put pressure on as fast as possible and not wait for setup, because as we've seen, the Druid will just clear it.
Yeah, Base has been very aware of that clock here from the very beginning, really trying to be as aggressive as possible with all the decks, and still not able to land that win just yet. But certainly a great pilot here, knowing the outs, just not lining up as needed.
Yeah, it's a really great curve for them. They've got the axe in hand, so this 1-2-3 is just going to be a little tempo builder for them. They lose one of the bodies, but it's all right. This is quite a lot of
Yeah,
pressure
and then
on.
yeah, gotta play the top deck decks when in doubt.
Who's in the band?
Are you ready to rock?
Rivendare,
A new
Azumat.
Brock Khan. Rock on. Oh, Azumat.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
not.
removal tool.
Yeah. That is not one you see every day. It's a slow removal tool. I guess you have ways to trigger some death rattles, but
Yeah, they'll set up the hedge, I expect, and then yeah, you still have to wait till turn 8 though. Or I guess they've got 2 innervates in hand, so they could actually clear next turn.
next turn, yeah. If they get the hedge down this turn.
Right. Is that
Yeah,
enough
that's
time for them? I don't know, because that's 2 plus another.
well, you
Takes
play the
4,
hedge maids
10,
along with the
15.
plating, right? So you're at 20,
Yeah, that
and then
won't be enough.
yeah, someone do the math. I don't think it's enough here. So
I don't think it's quite enough. You get the extra buffs on the 3/4. Um,
yeah, you play the Sanguine Depths on the 3/4.
like +3 from the axe swing.
Yeah,
I don't
+3
think
from
I
the
don't think
axe
so.
swing. That's
I think it's
16. What could the Light of the Phoenix draw here? Not that. Oh wait, is that infused? Is that enough damage? Hold on, are we bad?
Oh,
That one is infused, so that is going to be the +2s, and that is
Oh, it's one
one
off.
off. Oh boy, one off here at 5 now. But gonna be able to get that Azumat play down. It's only, yeah, and the board's only 3 minions, so it will be able to clear off the opposing
However,
board here.
does Olga just win it?
Olga may just take it. How much does Olga?
Oh, did you burst riff?
Yeah, that'll set things up here. There you go. Hoping, and there it is.
Yep. It was a killer draw and a killer.
Yeah.
They knew they had lethal right away. They didn't get too fixated on, okay, Olgra's my out. Is there going to be any like weird thing where she dies before she hits space? They knew what they needed and found it. And are going on to game 4.
Yeah, and that was a huge one there too. I thought the Druid was gonna be really tough to take down, but the Warrior just fast enough, really aggressive play there. You know, didn't want to wait for the buffs to get the damage going, and was able to leverage that early pressure and push the damage fast enough. So that was really well played. And now on to the next one. Do you think it's going to be the Demon Hunter here, or are you expecting the
That's
Rogue?
what I would guess. I don't know which Demon Hunter they brought, and if it's Relic Demon Hunter, I'm not familiar with what that matchup's like. But if it's Outcast Hunter, that's quite aggressive, and so they'll be competing with each other essentially for board. I think that Warrior might be favored into the Rogue. They go with the Rogue. Oh, and it's the Secret Rogue,
Wow.
or at
Well,
least Axe Secret.
yeah. I mean, I'd guess it was secret with the Gravedigger, but some sort of hybrid at the very least. So what do you keep with this hand here? I mean, Potion Belt's always nice.
I might be mistaken, but I feel like I hear, just in chatter in the community and on podcasts and stuff
Hmm.
that Gravedigger's like good against Warrior, that you like stripping their hand of tools. I might be mistaken about that. So I wonder if that's worth keeping without any
Yeah.
secrets, or if not having secrets means get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the option to keep it and toss everything else and look for secrets. I mean, you do like Potion Belt, but still, if you're going to play
And
the Gravedigger on 3, I don't see too much of an issue with that. It looks like it is going to be both kept here though, and hoping to find a secret, and there is a secret.
oh, they've found Private Eye, which they can coin into to get 2 secrets up. Um, that curve is a little bit weird, but they don't need to play Gravedigger on 3. In fact, it might be better not to. Meanwhile, Base Ink has Thori Balor in hand. That's the best card in the deck. Highest mulligan win rate card. One of the highest draw win rate cards.
Yeah, is it just do you set up the cheat death into the Gravedigger here, or do you want to just get a Potion Belt going?
Oh, and they go with the Potion Belt because we see that they could have kicked the Thori Balor. Obviously, they don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a win for Base Ink not losing that on curve.
Yeah, so based with a decent opportunity here, like you said, holding off on the cheat death Gravedigger. Instead, Private Eye here with the coin. I do see that line as well. Get those free secrets out of your deck before you draw too many.
I don't want to overlook what Base just did on her last turn because it was pretty. They didn't armor up, and that's important because there are a lot of effects that are conditional upon all allies, which includes the hero. And oftentimes people will say, "I've got 3 mana. I don't want to float 3. I'm going to hit the hero power," but that makes it harder for you to be injured yourself to take advantage of some of those effects.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you've taken that 1 damage, free enough to armor up. But yeah, up until that point, definitely a lot of reasons to hold off and try to use that damage, like you said. But now, an interesting situation here for Dranium does have that counter spell down, so could play the Gravedigger. Not as fantastic of a pull here, but there are, a couple of just depleting them of resources is always good. But instead, going to go for the Private Eye, just again, thinning the deck of secrets, playing your mana. Don't see a problem with that either.
Wow, that's an interesting draw for base tank. They can trade Thoribloor and activate it. They have the cards in hand for that. They may be imagining this is a counter spell, and we see that it is. That makes this difficult because the card to test with is probably Verse Riff, but that doesn't give you many great options left after that. You just have to go for it.
Ooh. And yeah, does go for the Bridge Rift there. The counterspell getting quite a lot of value there. "24 health is feeling pretty good at this point in the game here against Based. Might be able to start swinging things in the other direction here for Dranium. We'll see what their play is this turn. Could go for that Gravedigger finally.
Yeah, and especially drawing Putricide there because these are some pretty low health minions at the moment. You can start generating some extra value and start snowballing the game away.
Oh wow, yeah, interesting. So going for a little bit more of a I don't know, a tempo turn, getting more value off the Astalor. There's more armor in the Protector if you get a second blood. What is that? Bloodsworn.
Yeah.
Interesting choices here. Pretty early for that axe. It is infused though, but want to set up some sort of board here to utilize it. Does have the Sun Fury Champion, Light of the Phoenix combo for next turn, so maybe set up the axe here and hold off on the swing, and that is exactly what base is going to do. Perjury does trigger. What secret are we taking this time? I cannot see. Okay, it looks like we went for Wandering Monster. One of these days, these Gravediggers may get played. Hard to say. Maybe not.
Yeah, Dranium's playing very conservatively, not taking any risks with uh, some of the silly things that Warrior can do if you just let anything stick. So rather than worrying about what they may have in hand, they're saying, "I'm going to deal with what's right in front of me and make sure that my face is protected."
We don't have enough mana to... Oh, I guess if we trade first and then play Sun Fury Champion, Light of the Phoenix, is that the plan here, and then buff everything? That's not bad.
It does work, yeah. And it gives the school charge.
Yeah.
Quay's rich.
Does get another Astalor.
Fills their hand up.
It does. And with a bunch of gleaming concoctions available, that's a little awkward for the hand size.
Yeah, hand size is a pretty big issue. They like what they haven't. He likes what he has in his hand, I bet. But
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you got to deal with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is a little awkward there. So going to, yeah, I mean, you do have the rush anyway, but that does mean the charge is going in.
Always hurts to lose a prep. It's a great card.
Yeah, a lot of options here, though, to retaliate. Or Geranium just has to choose where damage is going. And how much mana is being used for each part of that. We can play 2 of those concoctions.
The trouble is that one of them draws.
Yeah. So we will see what the choice is here. That does luckily not hit the foul leg there.
Yeah, that was a great die roll.
So yeah, it might be mill some cards here.
Does it
But
ever cancel out the Ghastly? Get clear space because this is just going to add Astalor.
Yeah.
I guess you like having Astalor, but
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe it is just the Gravedigger, just for something on the board, and clearly haven't been feeling the need to use those yet. So
they're at 8 in hand after all, so that should be safe as far as burning a card. But pressure is on from Base Dink over here.
yeah, absolutely. And the bridge riff really coming into play there as well. That is quite a lot of pressure, as you said. There's that Astalor back. We are just drowning in Astalors. The protectors, are they going to be enough to protect us, though? Is it going to be enough protection? And Queen Ashara, what are we looking for here?
I think you're
Which
looking for Big Fin.
relic? Oh, so we're going for Horn of the Ancients looking. And that is not going to be it. And look at that. We are into game 5. Basically coming back here. The Warrior just able to keep pushing the damage fast enough. A little awkward of a hand there for Geranium. Lots of Astalors, not enough time to play them. Lots of draw, too full of a hand. And good attempt. But yeah, let's get some more Astalors to top things off here. Just finish things off with, how about another Astalor? How do you feel about that? That is a hand chock full of Astalors. It's like I'm watching a, Pit My Ride episode. Someone mentioned they liked Astalor one time to a friend, and now the whole deck is Astalors.
Favorite words in all of THL Hearthstone is what?
That's right, Saku. It is game
5,
baby. Game 5, and it is going to be the remaining decks there. That Warrior fighting really hard here for the win. And it's going to have to take down this Demon Hunter here. What Demon Hunter are we expecting? Oh, it looks like we are in
Outcast, I suspect.
Outcast. Yeah.
And this is a pretty good offer to Dranium. I don't think you hold Spectral Sight on the right, but other than that, then a pretty heavy offer for Base Dink there with Gramash, Ridge Riff. Crazed Wretch is not expensive, but you kind of want to activate it, so you hope for a location to pair with that.
Yeah, still thinking this one through. It's coming all the way down to this one here. Both teams, I believe, moving on here, but still fighting for that that last that top spot here in the conference. That is quite a jam session there. What a curve to start things off here for Based.
Yeah, really, really strong opener. They're gonna need Training Battle's gonna need to deal with this 4-5 before it starts snowballing out of control.
Yeah, that is not quite enough, but trying to get that Murlocula discounted has the Glaive Tar here to maybe try to fight back in a couple turns. That Murlocula now discounted. Security off the top after just playing one. That is a pretty good pickup in this situation. Yeah, so just going to be the Slither Spear into the security, into the Murlocula.
Yeah, it's a pretty good answer. You do give the extractor, the 1/1 to ping against, but it's a pretty great tempo play there, and this is a fight. This is a scrap.
Interesting. So choosing to use the Sanguine Depths to clear off the 1/1 rather than buff the extractor and the treasure guard before playing it.
Yeah, I wonder if they were thinking about Halveria, because the 1/1 was a rusher.
Sure.
And dropping Halveria plus the rusher might buff these other things to a point that they didn't feel comfortable dealing with,
Yeah, fair enough. Certainly working out okay here so far for Based. Does find that bridge riff right on cue.
The Dari study is pretty good when you are looking for maybe some card draw. A lot of options in there like that.
Yeah, do also want to buff that Glaive Tar is also draw, so do want to get some outcasts here and just play them as soon as possible. Security, or yeah, the Fierce Outsider, not bad to be able to play all of these, get a big draw.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge draw.
Yeah, and there's
There's
Halveria, as you were saying.
Is it ever Halveria here?
You only have one rush minion. This gives you one more draw. I don't know. Yeah, it's a close one. That one's close. I could see maybe I would have gone Helveria, but
This is probably the right move. It still gives you the board. It gives Halveria extra time to find additional rushers for taking advantage of their buffs. And this
speaking
is
of additional rushers.
Yeah, this is mean.
And all that battle here for base, and it might come down here to this next turn or two. That is not really what you want to be doing on turn 6, but really hoping to find something. Yeah, the bridge riff here. Gonna help slow things down, and again, using that just to remove some minions, really having to fight back for the board. Does help against the Helveria, but we do find an outsider here.
Yeah, this is a great fight. It's not very often, or hasn't felt like very often in the last year or so that we've gotten to see these kinds of fights for board.
Yeah.
This is really exciting.
Yeah, what do you think here? A couple of options here for Geranium. Looks like hovering the Halveria. A little awkward as far as how the trades happen, but not too bad. So yeah, gonna start off with the Fierce Outsider instead and rush the stage, looking for some more rush minions here to set up the Helveria next turn. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty nice board.
Wow. So if there's only one card left in your hand, it is both the left and the rightmost card in your deck.
Yeah, I
So
was wondering what just happened. That confused me a little bit, but yeah, there you go. It
It
is
is
the left
both.
and the rightmost. It is both at once. It is,
Oh,
oh, yeah, I'm getting that too.
big pokes.
I was gonna say it's Schrodinger's card. You know, it's both a left and a right card
yeah,
until you play it. I don't know.
yeah, they were able to clear off a couple of the bigger threats, the 2/5/5s. It looks like there are still 2 rush minions on the board for Halveria, so still, something to worry about, especially with the Murlocula. So I think it buffs every minion. I
It
just had
looks
enough
like
to play
holding
it.
off on the Murlocula, interestingly, and then remembering that you can play it. I wonder if that's going to make a difference here. 1 damage on the Murlocula.
It's a lot.
This is a lot. It probably won't. But you never know. Here we go for base. Do they have an answer?
I could get rush, but is that enough? I don't think so, right? It's 2 minions that can move to deal with the board. Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that is going to be it. Really well fought battle there. Based almost able to come back for the reverse sweep with that warrior, but Druid taking down the two other classes first. Just a little bit too much to come back from, and wow, we actually saw the both players like fourth class, if you will, the one they didn't agree on, the one
Yeah.
to have the most success. The Druid getting 2 of those wins early, then the Warrior coming back for 2 of those wins. And then really just decided by a very, very close battle there in
Yeah,
that
how exciting.
Warrior versus the Demon Hunter. So really, I mean, cool to see the variety here and the ability of all these classes to succeed in some way. You know, definitely some seemed more dominant than others at times, but I thought that was a nice nice battle here to finish things off. And Geranium able to take APM there, I believe,
There's the winner.
with a 3-2. Is that enough to go into first place? They had a 4-point disparity now, so that would be
So we would be
plus
at
Breakout.
14 to 11. So get 17 points from that, in addition to the 18 or in addition to the 18-point match we had the other way, which means we get a total of 35, which means we go to 140. Yeah, should be first place.
wow.
And I'm pretty sure Based is the other team that makes it. I think they got to 137. I did the math before, but I don't know.
I trust your math way more than my math. But yeah, congratulations, really well fought. Back to back, neck and neck. You know, it looked like you know you had it there early on, and then you know, a little bit scary for a moment there. That warrior started to come back, but then able to finally take it there in that last one. So first of all, how does that feel? Making it and you know helping your team with what a performance on the season. Let me say to start. But yeah, tell me about how that feels.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm flustered because I almost didn't expect this to happen. Um, but yeah, um, put a lot of time and effort into this final day here, especially in the final hours with when you kidding me got the sweep over Canoe. It basically meant we had to win all 3 of our matches to make it. So we buckled down. We all got in call. We all talked over things, and we managed to come up with, I guess, a good enough plan. And yeah, turns out if you just draw the Whomper on curve as Druid, your chances of winning go up dramatically.
Yeah, that was certainly some great Druid play there. Those Whompers living up to their name. Just razor thin, like on that tightrope there, really close a couple of those times there for base into the Druid early on, and then just those big swings just sealed the deal. So that was cool to see.
Yeah. Thoughts going into this match in specific, I was pretty sure. I actually thought base was going to ban Druid, but other than that, I think I predicted everything that base brought. The Druid list, as you saw, was a little bit weird because it's meant to just in case I can possibly beat Control Priest with it. It gives it a little bit more of an edge, and I think it doesn't take much away from the other matchups. Other than that, that was my first game on that version of Outcast DH, so I'm glad that it got there.
Yeah, I feel like as far as the deck seeing you pilot, I feel like that was the one mistake I saw. Or if you could call it a mistake, was you missed like that one damage on the Merlocula.
Yeah.
At the end, like it was like, oh, okay, not very characteristic, but didn't matter at all at that point. You had quite a powerful board there. That one damage certainly didn't mean much at that point. But yeah, really really well played. Were you sweating a little bit with the warrior kind of taking those two decks down, and knowing you had to win with the demon hunter?
Yeah, yeah. When you have three favorables into warrior, and the first two even more favorables lose very quickly, it's not fun. So I'm glad that it got locked down. But yeah, I mean that's just how scary this stupid hero format is almost any deck can just sweep, and seeing that in a lot of different matches over the course of these weeks. Just a ton of sweeps.
That
Yeah,
was
really really interesting meta there for sure. Sorry, Saku, go
no,
ahead.
I was just going to say that's pretty much been my theme this past week with the condensed schedule. So easily 3-0.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, there's a lot of 3-0s. There are some like 3-2s and stuff, but you never know. Those could also be reverse sweeps and things like that. As we saw today, it was nearly a reverse sweep. We were just saying before you popped on how it was interesting that both of your classes that you kind of differed on, the warrior and the druid, were the ones that got the most wins for both of you.
Yeah, priest is so bad. It's really bad. Don't bring it, whoever my opponent is next week.
Right. Yeah, the mind games already start. Anyone maybe you're hoping to play next week, or anyone you don't want to play that could be your next opponent?
I mean, you can see my record. I'll just take whoever I face. I think it's likely, well, so it's either going to be F12 black, or I think let them cook. Since I think the race in purple is super close. If my math is correct, Dola is at 123, then
Yes.
F12 black is at 122, and then if let them cook win the rest of the matches down against always pack and mana, they get to 123 as well. So then it's a tie. And if I remember correctly, Dola beat Let Them Cook in the main season. So, wait, no, they played this week, right?
Yeah,
Never
we
mind.
played
We'd be
this
facing
week.
Dola again. We'd be facing Dola again. No, the only person I haven't faced in the 1 seed is Ron. I don't want to. Uh,
Yeah.
please, other APM team, if you can hear me, please win one of those matches.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, I'll take whatever cover. Something that I've done that has maybe helped my mental over this season is I've when I win, I get some good ice cream. Is there a ice cream flavor I should get for this one because I was able to get it on stream?
Pistachio.
Pistachio.
Moon mist.
I love me some pistachio ice cream.
Okay, I'll try and find some pistachio.
I had a goat cheese and olive ice cream from like this.
What?
Goat cheese and olive
Excuse me,
Yeah.
sir. That is not allowed on the stream.
ice cream.
Sounds terrible, right? It was actually pretty good. I couldn't believe it.
Is it like sour?
Is it just like a
No,
cold?
it was still sweet. Like they still put sugar in it and everything like that.
Okay.
It just was
Okay,
like
I'd try it. I'd try it.
Yeah, it was like really rich.
Okay, yeah, that sounds interesting.
There you go,
Moon
Geranium.
What is
Bananas,
that?
grapes, blue bubblegum flavor. That's interesting too.
Oh God,
It's
that's
delicious.
like a unicorn vomited into your.
It's gonna vomit into my mouth too. Okay, don't
man.
piss.
Bananas, grapes, and blue bubblegum. What is blue bubblegum flavor different? What's the difference between blue and?
It's probably just a color, but it's a Nova Scotia kind of
Wow.
flavor, moon mist.
Those are three things that I wouldn't want alone, let alone together in ice cream.
Got it.
Personally,
Can't knock it till you try. See, we busted
You're right.
Hustle's suggestion there, and now we're moving on to my.
Gonna have a Sunday
Yeah,
showdown.
roast everybody's ice cream choices.
Have to all get together and try the different ice cream flavors.
There you go. There you go.
Let's have a classic ice cream social.
Oh my goodness!
Classic.
I feel like I'm in grade 8 again. All right. Well, thanks again, Geranium, for joining us and for being on stream. Also, thank you to Paste. Game 5s are always exciting, so congrats on your win and enjoy your night with your ice cream.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have a
send
great night, guys.
us a pic of whatever ice cream you go with.
Yeah.
We gotta know
okay.
now.
I'll have to go to the store right now then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Get moving.
Fine. Bye.
See you, buddy.
See you later.
Oh my. Well, that was a great thing to have get reunited with both of you tonight there to have a great Game 5 hero match that means something to, I guess, placement of the teams and all that good stuff. So
yeah, that was great. I love these 5 games. I feel like we've had a lot of 5-game series this season. It's been a competitive one.
Yeah, I would agree. When we haven't streamed too much this season, just because of again the schedule is kind of wonky and things. People's schedules are all over the place after the second week. So next season, it could change or hopefully be a little bit more on the normal side. So, any final words before we let everybody go?
Yeah, just everyone write their favorite ice cream flavor in the chat. And if anyone, you know what, why don't we do a poll as well of our 3 flavors that we mentioned? Which one would you prefer? You know, moon mist, pistachio, or olive? What was it? Olive
Goat cheese.
goat cheese. There you
Olive goat cheese ice cream.
And that's it. That's all I want. That's all I wanted to say.
How do I bet against myself? Whose bookie is dirty enough to take yeah, no, nothing, just exciting. Congratulations to all the players who made the playoffs. We got some exciting playoffs coming around, I think, next week.
Yep.
And then I don't know. Is the offseason abbreviated even with how they've been rearranging things?
No, so the playoffs are going to resume as normal. I think there was talk of a suggestion that was brought to the captains about trying to remember how Marty suggested it was more of just to have the games played within 5 days. They could have a little bit of a longer off season, but the captains just wanted to kind of just chill and do the playoffs like normal. So that's okay. So
That's great. Yeah, so that we'll get a nice little off season, so that we can come back refreshed and excited for whatever the next expansion is.
yeah, which is probably about maybe a month away. I think that's the way it's
Give or
triggered.
take, like beginning of August, usually maybe the first 2 weeks of August or something like that.
Yeah. So, and actually, I forgot to mention about the 2 shows that are coming up this week. So Tuesday is going to be Hearth Center at 9:00 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in hearing the Week 7 and Week 8 news, you're going to be joined by Nenji Boston, Super Chicken, Wild 9, and Geranium Battle, who just dispersed a few moments ago. And then I'm not sure if there's going to be another show for Sidebar from Bone Masher, but I think he's on vacation for the next 2 weeks. But I could be wrong. Chat can correct me if I am wrong. But just be Hearth Center, and then we're gonna roll it back again with Friday Night Fights, Saturday, Salty Saturday, and then back again to Sunday Showdown. So hopefully you have some playoff matches lined up for everybody to look at. So yeah, that's it. So wish everybody a good night. Have a great week this upcoming week, and be safe out there.
Take it
Bye,
easy.
everybody.